Hey, what's going on guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new around here, my name is Amar and I'm an electric skateboarder and content creator based right here in the UK. My goal for this channel is to be a resource for you e-skaters through reviews, tutorials and ride videos. So if any of that interests you, smash that subscribe button and join me on this journey. Now in today's video, we're going to be reviewing the Exway Pro Skate Backpack. I'm super excited to be bringing you guys this review. It's not going to be as detailed as some of my previous electric skateboard bag reviews have been because I simply don't have the time to go out filming and editing and putting all that effort together. But I am going to go through all of this bag's sort of features on a whistle-stop tour of the bag, and I'm going to share with you what I like about the bag and perhaps where I think the bag can improve. Full disclaimer though, I am associated to the Exway brand, so make of that what you will. I do try and be as honest as possible in all of my reviews though, and Exway did send me this bag out for review. But with all that said, let's now jump straight into this bag's features. Let's get it. So guys, first things first, we'll start off on the exterior of the backpack, and as you can see, it's got this really nice sort of black camo finish to it. It does look really good, to be fair. I really like this sort of accent, and it's a sort of common theme amongst electric skateboard bags. They do mostly look good. I've got the Ultra bag there on the floor. It also looks amazing, but it's got a really nice sort of shape to it. It's not as slim as some other electric skateboard backpacks, and one feature I really like off the bat is that the bag will sort of sit upright. That's one sort of criticism that I've had with previous electric skateboard backpacks. They don't sit upright if you just leave them alone, if you're just putting the bag down to collect your gear or something. But in terms of the design, it does look really clean, very clean aesthetic, a very simple Exway logo with the Exway motto there as well, skate minded, with a bit of orange accenting there. Of course, orange is Exway's sort of brand color. We do have reflective strips running along the sides of the backpack here. So we've got one on this side, one on this side, and then also if we sort of turn the bag around on the straps also, we've got even more reflective strips, a couple at the top that are white, and then the orange ones are really super reflective. That's also of course got the Exway logo on it as well, but it will be difficult for cars to miss you at night if their beam is shining at you. So that's the general sort of aesthetic of the bag. I now want to go through very quickly sort of the bag's main features. So starting off right at the top, we've got a handle here, very robust handle. Once again, common feature amongst many electric skateboard backpacks today. We've then got this Fidlock magnetic strap, which as you can see, super convenient. I can literally undo this with one hand. Very satisfying as well. Someone's gonna have to stop me here because this is quite addictive. And when you do open the bag, you see that by design, it's got this sort of flap so that when you close it, the top of the bag will sort of fold in on itself and curb in on itself. And what that ensures is that if you're riding in wet weather or if you're in the rain, etc., then you're not going to get any sort of wet and rain and dirt and stuff into your belongings. You've also got these very subtle sort of magnets going on there as well, and that's just if you want to sort of make the most of the space, putting in things from above, then you'll just open up those magnets, and you can see there it's a lot sort of wider. But usually the top is just for easy access, as we'll go on to talk about in a minute. There's multiple ways of getting into this bag, which is really a nice thing to see. But let's close that up for a second. We'll do up that Fidlock strap once again, just like so, and then we've got a strap here. Now this is not really an essential strap. I don't really, I guess it holds in the excess of the main sort of strap there. But apart from that, I mean, I guess you could clip a speaker or something onto there if you really wanted to. You then have these two pockets on either side, and we'll come back to this right at the end of this video, but this houses your sort of net that will hold your helmet. Just down here, I've got my Nobleman Tech TK02 helmet. Brilliant helmet, that's my everyday electric skateboard helmet, and we'll see if that fits into this bag in a few moments. But we'll put that back where it is. Very high quality materials on the whole on this bag. You can really tell that they haven't cheaped out, Exway haven't cheaped out on the zips or anything with this bag. And then if we flip the bag around to its side, what we have here is we've got a selfie stick holder. Now personally, I'm not a big fan of this. You guys have seen me talk about this in my Otsa bag review. I don't personally think, as somebody who does basically filmography and cinematography for a living, I don't think this is a very practical way of holding a selfie stick. I don't think the weight is very well balanced, although you do have these sort of elastic straps where you can guide, I guess, your selfie stick through. But once again, I'm not a big fan of this feature in particular. We do have another pocket here on the side, and this pocket is for a drinks holder. I've actually just noticed this right now. Super cool. I don't actually have a drink to test this, but you would basically do up this strap at the bottom, and once that tightens, that will hold in your drink from the bottom. And I really like this feature now, actually, now that I'm looking at it, because I don't personally use drinks holders very often on my electric skateboard backpack, and so essentially if I don't use it, then it's not sort of in my way and it's not being inconvenient. I can just hide it away there. Very sort of modular design. If I don't need it, I'll just put it away. If I need it, pull it out. And then moving on to the rear of the backpack, I have to say, I have actually been trying this backpack for, I would like to say, the best part of 2 weeks now. So I do have a really good sort of feel for how the bag feels on your back and how comfortable it is. And these straps are so comfortable. Honestly, if you haven't tried this bag, it's very hard to describe how comfortable the bag is once you've got it on your back and once you've got it loaded. And it's very imperative with an electric skateboard backpack that, as we're going to talk about in a minute, that carries your electric skateboards, which are sometimes heavy, sometimes light. It's very imperative that the weight is really well distributed along your back, along your shoulders. And it's very important that it's very comfortable and you get sufficient padding. And this Exway Pro skate backpack has no shortage of that whatsoever. It does have a very sort of cushiony feel to it, almost memory foam like, and the straps as well, they're thicker than on my other electric skateboard backpacks and other electric skateboard backpacks that I've personally tried, and that's really convenient. And then if we sort of bring up the bag up once again, more elastic straps on the shoulder straps themselves. I'm not entirely sure what those are for. I guess once again they're holding the excess of this, but you also have a luggage sort of strap just at the bottom there. If I move these out the way and get some light there, we've also got this luggage strap, so you can, like with the Otsa bag, you can sort of have this sitting on top of a suitcase. But once again, I'm not sure, just like I said with the Otsa review, I'm not sure exactly how practical that would be. I guess if you're going to be traveling with this bag abroad quite frequently, then yes, that would come in handy. And then we've got here a very discreet passport pouch, which is really nice to see as well. Just like the Otsa as well, the Otsa's got the exact same thing. And as you can see there, the build quality of this bag is amazing. You've got this like sort of almost quilted feel inside of it. Very high quality, and this pocket stretches all the way to the bottom of the bag. So you don't want to carry anything thick and bulky in there, but it will be perfect for a passport and out of the reach of pickpockets for sure. So if we bring this bag back up again and turn it to its other side now, we've got another selfie stick holder. So we've got a selfie stick holder on both sides here. And that about does it. So if I just check once again, we've got actually another pocket here. So we actually have two discrete drinks holders on either side of the bag. It's very hard to do all this one-handed, but I'm doing my best. And if I just close this up. Now, just before we get into the inside of this bag, the very last pocket on the bag is this sort of zip right at the bottom. And this just holds the same helmet sort of strap or helmet net that I was showing you earlier. This pocket, and this pocket are all sort of interlinked and aligned. And just to prove that, there's my finger going in and out of the same pocket. So let's put that back in there. I'm not quite so sure why we need so many pockets for the same sort of strap, but I guess with more use, I'll figure that out. But let's get into this electric skateboard backpack, because that's where the fun really begins. Now guys, I've been through the obvious way of getting into the bulk of this backpack, which is from the top lip here, but there is a far cooler and more discreet way of opening up the entire backpack and having access to all of your belongings very easily. Once again, it's a bit difficult to do this one-handed, but if I hold that there with this hand, there we go. And once again, And as you can see, so this zip spans around these 3 edges of the bag, almost the entire circumference. And then if you pull up the bag, you've got access to the entire internals here. Really, really awesome. You've got these straps, which are super useful for storing your little items. Here I've got some pens. I've got my Exway X1 Max remote. Got a charging cable, a couple of microphones, and at the top here we've got a zip for items which are perhaps smaller and you need to secure. So here I've got just a cable, spare camera battery, really nice, and honestly all the materials feel absolutely premium. You can really see that Exway have taken their time designing this bag. It all feels really exquisite quality. This almost feels like quilted. It just does feel really good in the hands. It's hard to convey that obviously through a camera, but I hope you guys can see, like through the lens, the sort of build quality across this bag. You then have 2 sort of pouches, and the first pouch I've got just a notebook. In the second pouch I have my M1 MacBook Pro laptop. So this does actually serve as a really nice everyday backpack if you wanted to use it for that purpose. If you're, for instance, on a college campus or a university campus, as indeed I am, that is the Old Joe, and if you know what the Old Joe is, then props to you. So if you wanted to use it for that purpose as a study bag or just as an everyday work bag, then you could certainly have that fulfilled. And then of course you can carry your electric skateboard whenever you need to with a bag like this. And then also what I really like about this bag too is there is another sort of secret hidden zip even within this, like already quite discreet sort of storage area. So as you can see there, right at the bottom of the bag, you've got another zip, and in here I just have a power bank, but of course you could put whatever you wanted in there. It is a little bit difficult to access this, so perhaps this would be a good place to hide sensitive or confidential stuff, passports and stuff, if you didn't want to put it behind your back in the pocket we talked about earlier. Because to access this, you actually need to open up the backpack first with the first zip, and then open up this second zip as well. So that is the sort of main bulk of this backpack in terms of storage. But of course, being an electric skateboard bag, we don't stop there. This is where, you know, the USP of the bag comes in, which is the fact that it can carry electric skateboards. Unlike the vast majority of bags out there, there's very few bags which have this sort of ability. So I'm going to get this cleaned up, and I'm going to grab my Exway X1 Max and open up the back of this bag and show you guys how to fit an electric skateboard in the Exway Skate Pro backpack. So guys, first things first, how do you get access to the back of this electric skateboard backpack? Well, you've got these 2 buckles at the top of the bag. Once you undo those, you then have a zip coming from the left side here, and this will span around the circumference of the bag all the way down through the bottom, and then you just open up the bag like a book, like so. In here, you've got your strap. We'll talk about this in a second. Very crucial piece of kit for this backpack. Is that fine? By the way, you're on a YouTube video, so say hi to YouTube.
Hello, YouTube.
So how does this bag carry your electric skateboard, you might ask? Well, very simply really. At the top here, you've got this very thick strap and buckle. This is going to hold the sort of center of your electric skateboard. We've then got this same strap and buckle at the bottom of the bag. This holds the bottom of your electric skateboard. And then we've got 2 of the same straps and buckles, and these will essentially hook around the wheels of your, basically the motors. If you're in my case, you've got an Exway X1 Max hub, but you'll carry the heaviest side of the electric skateboard downwards here, and these are going to hook around the wheels, and we'll see that in action in a second. But this bag doesn't come with any sort of protective cover for the grip tape on your electric skateboard to make sure that it doesn't damage the bag, but that's fine because this is actually made of a very sort of rugged material. I can't see this getting damaged easily, and even if it does, I mean, it's basically designed for this purpose. The grip tape is going to be sort of against Yep, that's right. The grip tape is going to be against this side, and the back side of the board is going to be against this sort of smoother side. Now, once you've got your electric skateboard hooked in, which we'll do in a second, you then need to use these separate zippers, as you see here, to essentially close the bag from the side while still keeping the bottom of the bag and the top of the bag exposed so that the board can obviously stand upright and so that you can carry the electric skateboard. So I'm going to set this camera down now and I'm just going to show you the process of me fitting the Exway X1 Max into the bag. Let's do that now. So guys, as you can see, this is how quick and easy it is to install an electric skateboard like the Exway X1 Max onto this bag. And this bag will also of course carry boards much heavier than this and bigger than this, like the Exway Atlas, like most DKP boards of that nature. Any sort of boosted style board as well will fit perfectly into here. One feature I really like instantly is these sort of retainers, these elastic retainers. The slack on the strap is basically retained. It's not going to be flapping around. And once you've clipped the buckle in place, you can very easily pull this strap apart from this strap and it's going to tighten the board very nicely onto the bag itself. Same with this strap. And I really like about this bag in particular that it's got two straps, one for each wheel, and that's really going to help to support the weight fantastically. I know that with other bags the strap is a little bit sort of thinner and really this is where you get a lot of sort of strain on the board. This is where the bulk of the board is going to be sort of weighing the bag down, and so it's really nice to have this extra support mechanism in place by having two separate straps. And then the fun part, you very simply close the bag and then you use the zipper that I was mentioning a few seconds ago or a few moments ago to close up the side of the bag, and that's going to be that zipper there and that zipper there. And then lastly, what you want to do just to ensure that the sort of the top of the bag is very well secured, now that you've got a board in there, you've got those two clips that we undid first of all when we were undoing the back of the bag. And just like that, clip the first one, clip the second one. I'll do that one in a second. And there you have it. So that's your electric skateboard in the Exway Skate Pro electric skateboard backpack. There are a couple of other quick features I want to cover before I put this bag on my back. You do have a phone holder here. If I grab my iPhone, you'll see that it fits in perfectly there. For reference, this is just an iPhone 10, nothing really special. Why is everything so hard to do one-handed, hey? But if you're somebody that you know, is always on their phone, like me, it's a bit of an addict, then this is really handy. Just be careful, like you don't want this sort of, if you are in a crash, then almost certainly, you know, this might get damaged. But yeah, you've got the same sort of, I guess not the same design of holder, but you've got another holder, sort of little pocket pouch here. I guess you can put sunglasses in there, maybe a few coins of change if you're riding on a hot day and you want to get some ice cream or something. Everybody loves ice cream. Now, one thing I did forget to cover, on either side, if you do end up using the drinks holder, then you can also further secure that drink with this strap here, and that strap will just go into there, and that's going to make sure that your drink doesn't sort of flop around too much whilst you're riding. It's going to secure it nicely into place. The last thing I'm going to do before putting this backpack on my back is I'm going to actually install the helmet onto this bag, or my helmet. As you can see there, just before I get to the helmet, that is the Ultrabag's Native in Midnight Black. Also an amazing electric skateboard backpack, which I've been using very frequently. I guess now I'll be using this one as well, but also a fantastic bag, and check out that review on my channel if you haven't seen it already. I don't know if I would make a comparison video. Somebody has already mentioned why don't you compare them, but I don't think that'd be very fair to Ultrabags. They are also an amazing company, but seeing as I'm affiliated to Exway, I don't think it makes an enormous amount of sense to compare them. By the way, subscribe to Dequan if you haven't already. So let's get this strap, helmet strap, out of here, and I'm also gonna do up the strap on this helmet here. Once again, this is actually another fidlock system there, so it's very easy to do that one-handed. Well done Nobleman Tech on the implementation of that with the helmet, with the K2. And then as you can see, you just sort of run the net across. And the way this essentially is going to work is you've got these sort of clips which are going to essentially fish onto the end of here, basically like a fishing hook. If I can do this one-handed, Yep, there we go. So as you can see there, it's just gonna hold in place like that. And if I can do this one-handed, then you can just imagine how easy this is to do IRL in real life. So there we have it. That is the helmet in place. As you can see, very, very secure. That's not going anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
It's literally not going anywhere. Even if I was quite aggressive with it, you can imagine running up and down stairs and stuff. Somebody might say, oh, gravity's helping you there. So let's put the bag up against the wall. And wow, it does look really good. Look at that full package there. But yeah, helmet's very, very secure. And what I'm now gonna do is I'm gonna set the camera down and I'm gonna put the bag on and just see how it feels. So this is the full package, and whilst I've got it this way, let's just test out the handle on the bag. Very robust handle, as you can see. I'm just panting a little bit because it is quite heavy. Nobody said that this was going to be light, but after all, it's a lot more convenient than carrying your electric skateboard under your arm or by the trucks for a few miles, as indeed I actually had to do last week. And I was just wishing I had my Ultra bag or this bag on me so that I could make that journey a lot easier. I had to walk for like a mile and a half and it was absolutely painful. But that's where the USP of this bag comes in. So you can very easily use this as an everyday bag, and then when you need to transport your electric skateboard very easily, literally takes seconds to put it and install it into this backpack. And then you've got two hands free, and it's so effortless to walk around and do what you need to do, at least temporarily. You don't want to be walking around for hours on end with this weight on your back. It's probably not going to be very good for your health. But let's just show you guys, I guess, some of the features of this bag once it's actually on your back. So you can sort of loosen and tighten this strap here, and that's basically going to adjust the length of the shoulder strap entirely. So in this case, I'm going to tighten it up. You do want it to be quite tight so that the bag is flush with your back. And what I'm then going to do is, you have your strap here that I was mentioning before is very important. What I really like about what Exway have done here is they've really thought of everything. So with this strap, it's a little bit awkward to put it on entirely. I guess, I don't know how I'm going to explain this, but it's a little bit difficult if it was just one piece to put it, to install it and then put the backpack on, because you essentially have to come into the backpack from underneath. But what Exway have done is they've actually separated the strap. So it's in two parts, as you can see here. So imagine if this was in one part, I would have to come in from underneath. But because it's in two parts, I can very easily use it whilst the strap is already installed, I guess. That was a terrible way of explaining that, but I hope you get what I mean there. And then you've got another chest strap here. Why these straps are really important is because they really distribute the weight that you're carrying on your back across your entire body. And what happens is, if the bag is very floppy on your back, and if it's quite heavy, then that's really where you're going to get the most damage done to your health, especially if you're using this to carry your electric skateboard quite frequently. Whereas if it's very well connected to your board, such that if you're moving your back in this direction, or you know, just as you're walking, the bag is going to be bubbling up and down, obviously. But if it's bubbling down more than it needs to be, that's what's going to cause the extra stress and strain on your body, which is what you don't want. So with these two straps, that's where you can really go above and beyond with this bag to protect your health and to really make it a very comfortable experience. Talking of which, these straps are so nice. I really like these straps. They're very thick, unlike some other sort of similar bags, you know, within the electric skateboard bag space. They're very thick. I've been using this bag for about 2 weeks, give or take now, and you want that. That really gives you that extra level of comfort and protection once you're riding. And last thing I want to sort of cover, I guess, is if this helmet is secure in there. It seems to be quite secure. You guys are going to have to let me know whether or not it's about to fall off or not. But yeah, I don't feel that the weight is unevenly distributed at all with this bag, and that's exactly what you want. You want a very sort of even spread of weight, and that's going to allow the maximum amount of comfort till when you reach your destination where you can charge up, or when you get off the bus or train or anything and you're ready to ride again. So guys, in terms of price, this Exway Pro skate backpack comes in at around $180 US or around $170 at the moment, thanks to their sale. And I think that's very competitively priced, especially for the sort of electric skateboard backpack market as it is at the moment, especially also for the quality of the backpack. It's got so many amazing features. In terms of criticisms, personally, I do think it is slightly over-engineered. There's so many different little features, compartments and stuff on this backpack. I guess if you're going to use it as an everyday backpack and if you're going to be using it day in, day out, then these features will come in handy. My personal preference though is using bags like this basically when I'm skating, so that if you know, I run out of charge, as I did a few days ago, or if I'm on a belt-driven board, I snap a belt or something, it's not a painful journey back. I can just very easily strap the board to the bag or one of these bags and then head back. So in that sense, that's something, for instance, I really like about the Ultra bag. Is very sort of slim profile. There's not a huge amount of features. They haven't like overdone it with the design, but I guess it is your preference really. It does have a lot of like features which I've seen actually after my Otsa video. People really enjoy features like this. I personally don't enjoy them so much, like things like this and things like the luggage strap. I mean, for me, it's more of a electric skateboard backpack than it is a sort of a travel backpack. I think sometimes if you try to do too many things at once, it's more difficult to succeed in fulfilling the bag's purpose. But I don't think that's the case with the Exway Pro Skate Backpack. It's a fantastic electric skateboard backpack, so many different compartments. The board carrying technology, which is the main thing that you're buying this bag for, is fantastic. I really, really like the double straps, especially at the bottom, that will hold the wheels individually and independently. That's a really, really nice sort of feature for me, especially as somebody who's seen multiple electric skateboard backpacks. But yeah guys, that about does it for this video. With that said, if you enjoyed it, please smash the like and subscribe buttons down below. You can also support the channel by hitting the thanks button if you want to go that extra mile. I might have the Onsra jacket video uploaded already, and if I haven't, it's coming up next. And I also got content on the Exway Atlas itself, which is my everyday electric skateboard, like I mentioned, and the Meepo V4. Kind of outdated now because they're constantly updating their lineup, Meepo. But nonetheless, I'll have all that content coming up soon. So make sure you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, smash the notifications as well. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Ride safe and peace.